camera win him games. Like and both times I've seen it, it's been in the same turn, mutagenic growth, Snapcaster mutagenic growth.
Yeah, just char you.
Yeah, pretty much. So the deck he's playing against it's not this one. We don't have the list.
He's playing against Bradley Tinney, who's playing a deck similar to the one played by Eric Froelich out in Hawaii.
You guys did have Brad on camera yesterday, didn't you?
I remember the deck list.
It was you and Adam.
It's it's a Primeval Titan deck. It's it's ramping, it's getting Inkball Nexuses and Castle Wolf runs, but it splashes for a pair of Elishnorns, and he just has 2 planes.
There it is. Oh.
So
I'll grab this one. Excuse me. Yeah, so you were saying this is pretty similar to the one that to one of the ones they were running in the Pro Tour. Is it similar to the Channel Fireball list in general? Is that?
Yeah, I mean it's very similar to the Channel Fireball list. Basically, it's the Channel Fireball list that's splashing Elishnorn.
Okay. You just said that. So.
I mean it's even more similar to 2 of the people who are testing with Team Channel Fireball actually did splash for Elishnorn. So.
All right, so we're off. Bradley has a forest, and Lauren with an island ponder. All right, not the ideal start, but not terrible either.
I mean, you can't be upset with a turn 1 ponder.
We see I see Mana Leak Island. And I didn't quite catch the 3rd card. It's at the bottom of his hand right now. Is that
Jataxian Probe.
Okay. Looks like he stacks it. Mana Leak Probe Island. Draws the Mana Leak. Alright, Brad with a forest off the top. And mixes it up a bit in his hand and then drops the forest he drew off the top there. Sphere of the Suns.
And Brad's doing exactly what he wants to here, casting a 2-mana ramp spell. Ideally for him, he wants to be casting a card like Solemn Simulacrum next turn, which it looks like he's going to be able to. Or he might just decide to get aggressive and play Huntsmaster of the Fells.
Yeah, certainly could. We know Lauren has a Mana Leak available.
Yeah, Lauren actually has double Mana Leak in hand.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while before Bradley really gets to apply any pressure.
So his hand is Huntmaster of the Fells, Solemn Simulacrum, Galvanic Blast, and then double Kessig Wolf Run.
So Bradley's choked on mana a little bit. It may not seem like it because he has Sphere of the Suns, but we have to remember that he only gets 3 activations of that Sphere.
Right.
So it's
and he
basically
has
a gemstone line. Both of his lands in hand produce colorless.
Right, and he has no access to red besides that Sphere right now, and 2 of the spells in his hand cost red. So here he goes with the Solemn Simulacrum. Makes sense, trying to get a mountain. And Lauren easily throws the Mana Leak out there. Now, if Lauren can capitalize on the stumble from Bradley, he'd be in really good shape.
Yeah, I think now he knows there's going to be a Huntmaster next turn, and a resolved Huntmaster is just a complete nightmare for him. So.
Yeah, so he's got that Mana Leak, as you mentioned. So there's a 2nd probe.
Yeah, and it reveals that Bradley drew a 2nd copy of Galvanic Blast for his turn last turn.
Yeah. So Brad's pretty well set up to deal with Delver as soon as he's got red mana.
Yeah, both of them seem like they've got very good draws to react to what the opponent wants to do.
The problem is neither of them are doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here comes Huntmaster. He can't possibly have a 2nd Mana Leak, can he? Hey, he can.
Oh, he does.
And there's
he
the
had
Mana
it in
Leak.
his opener, and then he pondered into the 2nd copy.
Right.
So.
All right, there's another ponder in Lauren's hand. I see.
Is that a Sword of War and Peace, I see?
I didn't quite catch it. Too much of a glare. I think I saw Snapcaster Ponder. It's not another Mana Leak, but I think there is a Sword of War and Peace in there. I see that. You're right.
Sword of War and Peace after pondering. You're near perfect information. It seems unlikely that your opponent's going to have anything. They would have needed to draw it off the top.
Yeah.
And
it's just one unknown card there for that Lauren does not know.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as action spells go, in order for he knows that two of the cards in Bradley's hand are Galvanic Blast.
Yeah.
So in order for Bradley to really like haymaker him, Bradley would have to have drawn a Huntmaster of the Fells off the top, or drawn in perfect order a land that comes into play untapped, and a
6-drop.
Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But has he had 2 draw steps? Has he had? I mean, he's had.
Well, he's
has
going
he
to
had
get another draw step next turn.
Right. Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, if he runs the sword out here, then that puts him in a pretty good spot where next turn he can pass the turn, and then have Snapcaster Mana Leak open.
Yeah.
And the Snapcaster Mana Leak play becomes exponentially more powerful when you just have a sword sitting on the table.
He can also potentially put himself in a situation where he can play Delver, equip, and even draw out the first Galvanic Blast. Well, no, he wouldn't want to draw the first Galvanic Blast. I'm thinking he could just equip again. But that's not going to work if the creature's not there. Well,
Alright, he's just going to Snapcaster the pond or main phase. And that seems like a fine play. Oh no, he's attacking and
probe.
probing.
Yeah, he wants to know. He wants to have
He likes playing
perfect
with full
information. Yeah.
and I appreciate that.
I mean, just play
Well,
telepathy.
Ooh.
That was a quick flash. Was it all Galvanic Blast?
Yep. Triple Galvanic Blast hand.
So he's drawn Galvanic
Two.
Blast in consecutive turns.
Yep.
So here he can.
And he knows his opponent has the Galvanic Blast, so there's pretty much no reason for him to attempt any sword shenanigans. He's just going to want to play Geist and pass the turn. Hope the top of Bradley's deck isn't live. But that looks like a green card. Now it's a Sphere of the Suns.
Well,
Could be worse. And Thought Scour on Lawrence instead.
mills 2 lands. Draws a card that we didn't see.
You know, at this point, Lauren's probably hoping to draw a land. That'll allow him to make the Sword Equip play. And if he's got a Geist suited up with a Sword of War and Peace.
Yeah, this is just going to be sword. Excuse me, sword equip here, and Galvanic Blast. Not going to do much.
Yeah.
Save him 2 damage and get a card out of his hand if he wants.
And here we're seeing the menace that is Hexproof.
Yeah, so yeah, Brad just scoops it up at this point. It's really, I don't know how he's going to
like 4 extra damage
come
from the
back from
sword,
that.
and then 8 from the Geist itself that's sorted up.
I mean, he could have saved himself 3 there, right, by just Galvanic Blasting the Snapcaster, right?
Yeah.
Not that that's really
He's still
putting him
better
in
2
much
turns,
better
so.
shape, yeah. That was just a little rough for him, so. Yeah, I mean, are we going to be in a situation, if Delver keeps performing the way it has been, and I know there are different variations of it, but essentially the same core strategy, are we going to see, are we going to end up seeing another situation with standard bannings? I mean, I doubt it, but it just seems like you got to start to wonder when decks perform so consistently well.
All right,
So,
so
yeah.
we have a trivia question for you guys.
Do you have a question already, or I have?
Do you have a question?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Go on. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
So that's okay. You can introduce it.
Oh, okay. So we're going to ask you guys to tweet your answers to hashtag SCG Premium, and we're going to choose one of you at random who got the correct answer, and you'll win 6 months of free Star City Games Premium content. And that's excellent. With Premium, you can read columns by, some of the top minds of the game. Jerry Thompson, who just finished in the top 25 of the Pro Tour. Brian Kibler, who's battling in the top 8 of the Pro Tour right now. Just tons of incredible minds, all contributing to the game, all putting out tons of content, video content. And if you want to get better at the game, having Star City Games Premium is pretty important.
Yeah.
It's important to just digest as much information as you possibly can. So, I mean, if you don't win, you should buy Premium. If you do win, you don't have to buy it. So.
And if you already have Premium, this is additional Premium tacked on to your existing subscription. And also, for those of you watching, we always give away a year of Premium during the finals, so we'll be giving that away in just a little while. But first, we're going to give away 6 months. So, all right, the question for 6 months of free premium. Yesterday in round 1, we watched Adam Prosak playing a blue-black control deck. He played original Soren Markov. What card did he follow up with for the win? That we talked about it a lot. We talked about it a lot. We referenced it a lot yesterday. It's been on the replays several times. He plays, one turn he plays Soren Markov, the next turn he played a card and won the game. So what card was that?
And previous to all this happening, his opponent was at, what, 26 or something?
His opponent was at 25. So he plays Soren Markov, and he activated one of the abilities on Soren Markov.
He clicks, then he clicks again.
And then next turn
he plays
one spell.
His opponent is dead.
Yep. So
and he had 8 lands in play when this happened?
It was about that.
Yeah.
Roughly 8, you could say, in the neighborhood of 6 to 8, 9 lands.
This is good. This is a tougher question. I appreciate this.
I try to make it a little bit tougher as it
people,
goes along to make it, but it's still, don't make it too hard, right? So.
Oh yeah, I mean we can't.
We want people to be able to get the answer, because we want to give away some premium. So yeah. Just make sure you tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium. You don't even need to tweet it at SCG Live. You just need to include the hashtag SCG Premium in your tweet, and Jesse or Dane will see it.
Bradley's on the phone. He doesn't even know where he is.
He was
he's
using Phone a Friend, I think. He's trying to get answers to Lauren's deck. It's like, what should I do next time? They said draw mountains. It's like, okay, cool, got it. Will do.
Done. And basically just needs to apply pressure. What he really wants to do here is just chain cast some Huntmaster of the Fells. Last night I had the opportunity to watch Paulo Vitor Damarosa as he played against Samuel Estradi, playing for the top 8 at the Pro Tour. And Paulo just had a draw where he had 3 Huntmaster of the Fells, and the first one got countered, but the second one didn't, and the third one didn't. And I mean, just one of those resolving against these Delver decks is just about lights. Then again, Nolen has some tricks up his sleeve. His Geist of St. Traft, if it's blocked by 2/2 Wolf, it can just get mutagenic growth, so you can keep on bashing with it. He's got a lot of play to his deck, so.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, both players know each other's deck lists or have access to each other's deck lists. So, the tricks are, Brad is well aware of the possibility of something like mutagenic growth coming down to blow him out.
But I mean,
that's actually
it almost
maybe
helps Nolen,
right? Because if they're always playing around mutagenic growth.
Like, that's always been something that's interesting. In top 8s where opponents get to see each other's deck lists, and then one guy's deck list is just chock full of 1-ofs, like, are you really going to play around all of them? You just can't.
Yeah, I definitely
just gotta hope they don't have it.
I definitely love the kind of misers cards. I love having kind of just a couple of different, 1-ofs in a deck. Because not only is it something where your opponents, if they know about it, they play around it. And if they don't know about it, it's pretty surprising because usually the 1-ofs are cards that aren't like staples. Just a 1-of mana leak isn't as prevalent as like a 1-of mutagenic growth, right? It's just like, oh, I didn't expect that. So that's fun, and it's just a lot of fun to get games ending in ways or affecting games that are just slightly different than some of the other.
You're playing
most
many
games that you play.
cantrips, and you're playing 4 Ponders and Snapcaster Mages and things like that. You see these 1-ofs surprisingly often.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find it when you want to. So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of room up in your deck, and these corner case cards can often be perfect cards for many different situations. So we've seen Nolen just exacts these people with mutagenic growth multiple times now.
Yeah. Yesterday in the quarterfinals, we saw that happen. It was exactly the amount he needed, wasn't it? It was exactly 10, I think, because his opponent was at 11, and did he gut shot him? I may be mixing it up with another game, or he vapor snagged something.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Snagged something, put his opponent at 6, then.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I'm mixing up 2 different games a little bit.
But
yeah.
He got in for 2, and then mutagenic growth snapcaster mutagenic growth.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And it was 6.
Love it. So
I'm impressed. A lot of people tweeting in correct answers to our trivia question. You guys pay attention. Well done.
Or they're just clever and figured it out just from our description.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. So, in these players' sideboards, I think we can be pretty sure that Bradley Tinney is going to bring in a pair of Autumn's Veils. Autumn's Veil.
Yeah,
oh my
Rich
God.
Hagon was very excited about the Autumn's Veil yesterday on some of the coverage that we saw.
Every time somebody revealed an Autumn's Veil, he just went crazy. It was like,
Autumn's Veil! Is this the moment that PV cements his place in the top 8? Like, it was Autumn's Veil. And then he gets Estradi probes him, uses Gitaxian probe. Gitaxian probe reveals Autumn's Veil!
Turn 1, Birds of Paradise. I have a Copperline Gorge for Bradley here.
And Gitaxian probe reveals. Are we gonna see it? I don't see Autumn's Veil. No Autumn's Veil. All right, but he's got a quite a balmy hand. Huntmaster of the Fells and Elesh Norn, Inkmoth Nexus, and Mountain, and is that Copperline Gorge.
Now, I mean, if Lauren has a mana leak in hand, Lauren can be thinking to himself, "All right, so your hand doesn't do anything."
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, that's a pretty good feeling.
Now every time I see Elesh Norn, I can't help but think LSV. Have you seen that? Somebody did artwork of LSV looking like Elesh Norn.
I did not see that.
Yeah, Inkwell Looter. He did a lot of the tokens. I think he's the guy. He did the Conley token and things like that. But he drew LSV as Elesh Norn. I have to look for that and show you.
I'd like to see that. I've always thought of her as like a Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Same here. I think we had that discussion in the at the Invitational.
I love it.
I'll tweet it to you guys so that everybody can see
you guys
it.
should definitely look up LSV.
Oh, it wasn't Inkwell Looter. It was Justin Treadway who did it.
All right, back to the game here. It's
had a ponder from Lauren, and
nothing's happening still, and
Lauren actually probably trying to ponder into mana leaks at this point, just like you said.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that if he can find a mana leak, then Bradley's hand doesn't do much. So, I mean, he's not really worried about the Inkmoth Nexus until it starts, having an Elesh Norn to hang out with, or
right.
It has a Keswick Wolf run to start moving.
Exactly.
All right, and Bradley comes out swinging with a turn 1 Birds. And I like this. Bradley didn't play his bird on turn 1. He thought to himself, all right, well, I mean, if I wait, there's really no rush. I don't want to just like play right into what my opponent knows I'm going to do, so I can just, start getting aggressive with my Inkmoth Nexus. And he opens himself up there to, get hurt by a gut shot, but he knows that Nolan's only playing a couple copies, and he may have even taken the out here. So again, he saw his opponent's deck list, and the only cards he saw that could be gut-shotted are the Inkmoths and a single copy of Bird's Paradise, which Bradley happened to draw here. So kind of an awkward spot for Lauren now. Lauren just cannot tap his mana so that he doesn't have mana leak open. Ooh, that's...
So he's Snapcasters and Thought Scour, I guess, here, yeah.
Yeah, it's end step,
Probe
okay. Yeah, that's
land.
fine. I mean, the big thing here is that Lauren cannot tap out. If he does, Bradley gets a Huntmaster of the Fells.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough.
Pretty much
for him
is
to
going to
beat, yeah.
it's going to be in a pretty rough spot. We'll have Master of the Fells at the table.
I just don't know that. I don't know that there's no mana leaks in Lauren's hand. I mean, do you see any mana leak? I see sort of Feast and Famine.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. I think
Yeah.
he may have a Dissipate. Does he play that card? It looks like that.
Yeah, well, 2 in the sideboard, so maybe, yeah, you may have brought those in. That does look like, yeah, that's a Dissipate.
Yeah.
Alright, so we
I
have
see
the
that
land.
adorable creature from the Dissipate art.
Yeah. Cute little tiger. Getting
It's a tiger?
I think it's a tiger. It looks like a tiger to me. I mean,
That's
some
so-
sort of cat-looking animal. Let me,
Snapcaster Mage with his Mega Man arm. Getting in there. And Bradley.
charge it up. The blaster. Yeah, doesn't that look like kind of like a tiger to you?
Yeah, I guess that's tiger-esque. I never really thought
Yeah,
about it.
it's-
I always
it's
thought it was
like a-
more of like a dog possum.
A dog possum.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mix between an elephant and a beaver.
It's a lot like an elephant, but more like a beaver.
All right, here comes Mega Man,
Alright, Mega Man getting in there.
and we get a flashback. Vapor Snag. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Just bouncing his land, pushing him back further from that Elishnorn play. That play also might, you know,
Save him a little bit of poison.
yeah. Now, Lauren has a few different options here. If he had chosen to slow roll a Gitaxian Probe here, he could play with full information and just get to equip a sort of Feast and Famine. That would probably end the game, but he doesn't know that.
Oh. This
Okay.
just in. I didn't know this. We're giving away a Gen Con badge instead of 1 year free premium this time around. That's pretty awesome. I've never been to Gen Con, but
Neither have I.
I heard so many good things about it. Hey man, I only have so much vacation that I can take. I take a lot of my vacation just to do SCG Live. So I would like to go to Gen Con though. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Nationals was at Gen Con last year, and it was the first time I hadn't been to Nationals in more than a half decade. All right, and Bradley replays his Inkmoth Nexus and then casts a Rampant Growth, presumably getting a Plains. And
Meanwhile,
now he's got enough mana to cast Elishnorn if he wants to.
Meanwhile, Lauren has added the namesake to the Delver. Well, namesake of the Delver list to the board.
And now there are a few things. This actually is a little strange for Lauren because Bradley's going to cast this Huntmaster, and if Lauren does dissipate it and doesn't have another counterspell in hand, he's going to need to draw a 4th source of blue during his next turn so that he's able to Snapcast or dissipate.
Yeah, it's looking rough. I mean, at this point, do you let it resolve? Okay, he gets a guy.
Snapcaster, dissipate, I mean.
What's that?
He's
got
doesn't
Vapor
have
Snag,
any
right?
Snapcasters left, so if he does decide to dissipate this Huntmaster, he's going to need to then next turn draw either another Snapcaster Mage,
Right.
a Dissipate, a Mana Leak, or a 4th source of blue mana so that he can Vapor Snag his own Snapcaster Mage back to his hand, and then replay it, targeting the Dissipate, and then tap the 3 other lands for the
Yeah,
Dissipate.
that's
So-
a high. That's a tall order. I think in this case, you let the Huntmaster resolve, you Vapor Snag it. He's doing exactly what I'm thinking, and now he still has to dissipate next turn for the Elishnorn, or if Brad may be accumulating wolves if he plays the Huntmaster again. But I'd much rather him be doing that than playing Elishnorn.
Yeah, and here now,
And Delver flips.
Lauren's going to get the Haymaker as opponent here.
Yeah, he can Feast and Famine. Yeah, equip, attack, untap, and have all that mana open. So this is pretty big.
That,
You can put it on one of the Snapcasters.
if you play Legacy,
Oh, he puts it on I would put it on one of the Snapcasters, just because.
I mean,
Yeah. Now the wolf can. I mean, the wolf's going to chump a Snapcaster anyway, I guess. But the wolf, I guess it doesn't matter that much, but I feel like I would have put it just to have that extra evasion
then
creature.
he just blocks the other Snapcaster.
Yeah, it still doesn't really matter, but I think I still would have put it on the Snapcaster.
Well,
but he probably wants the Delver.
Yeah, he wants it on the Delver because then the Delver's out of Slagstorm range.
Yeah, he'd rather have the Delver.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. My initial idea would be, oh, okay, I'm splitting up my evasion here, but I do like the logic of keeping the Delver out of range of a Slagstorm or a Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, now, I mean, if Bradley plays a guy here, he just dies. The other thing is, it's out of Elish Norn range and cannot be blocked by Elish Norn also. Or
Right.
Snapcaster range, you know, would live through the Elish Norn, but if you ever move the sword, it would just die.
Right.
And it couldn't attack with the Elish Norn either.
I'm assuming that Elish Norn gets dissipated. You know, I'm assuming he's setting himself up to keep the Elish Norn off the table. Because at this point, Huntmaster isn't even as scary because it's green and you have a sort of Feast and Famine now on the table. And your opponent has 6 life. Like Huntmaster, how much does Huntmaster matter at this point if that sword sticks around for another, what, 2 turns? Not, I mean, oh, is that acidic slime? Alright, well that's trouble.
Yeah, that'll get dissipated.
Yeah. So, you dissipate.
If you dissipate, he just wins. He gets to, next turn, he attacks with the Sectile Aberration, and then when Bradley attempts to activate the Ink Moth, he just Vapor Snags it.
Well, he's still got, well, Insectile Aberration is what, a 5 power, right?
Yeah. Well, Vapor Snag's the 6th point.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Vapor Snag. I always forget about that extra damage. Well, not always, but I often forget about that 1 extra damage from Vapor Snag.
Yeah, I mean, it counts.
Yeah.
It pushes that card over the top. I mean, what a world we live in where unsummon plus ping you is like a 4-up in
yeah.
most of the top competitive decks. Yes, this is a dissipate.
So looks like Lauren's going to the finals at this point.
And Lauren's going to be headed to the finals. I don't think there's anything that Bradley can do at this point.
Now we know Lauren has a Vapor Snag?
Yeah, I saw him in his hand.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
So. He's doing the thing where he gets to play more spells before he wins. And or maybe that was maybe it was a Thought Scour and not a Vapor Snag. No, it looks like a Vapor Snag to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, there's Ponder.
Yeah, so turn your creature sideways. Bradley is dead. Yeah, so right now Lauren's just making sure that there's nothing bad that can happen. He's in the top 4 of a tournament. He doesn't want to make a big mistake and mess up now that he's already this deep.
Right, if he's got Vapor Snag, which I believe he does, I think he's in good shape.
Oh yeah, I mean he won.
I mean birds try to chump block the Snapcaster. Yeah, and
Vapor Snag, Ink Moth.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like kind of a brutal slow roll at this point. Right? Like
it seems that way. Like unless he's really trying to think, what could his opponent have?
Like that was.
There it is. All right. So.
I would actually be very upset if I was his opponent and that took that long.
Yeah.
But I mean.
I think.
I played a high etiquette level. You know. That's what people usually say after they play against me. They're like, "Oh, that Jacob Van Lunen guy, he plays with an insane amount of etiquette."